We'll see if Yuri's still here then. Again, I can't check the folder because I already deleted her file, so... Okay, everyone. It's time to figure out the festival preparations. Let's hurry and get this over with. Yuri's still here. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. Yeah, you don't say. Look, can we just get this done? I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Natsuki, you can make cupcakes. I know you're at least good at that. You're at least good at wow, that was rude. Yuri, you can. Well, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want as long as you think it'll help. Monika, I'm not useless, you know. I know that. I already know what I'd like to do. We can't run a successful poetry event without having the right atmosphere for the occasion. So I'm going to make decorations and set up some nice mood lighting. There, see? That's a great idea. And that gives us all something to do. What about Riz? Riz is going to help me. Wait, you? You have the easiest job, Monika. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Like heck it is. What are you trying to pull? I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already the most suitable for one person, but my task is laborious enough to benefit from an extra pair of hands. Mine too. What, your cupcakes? Please. Like you would, know. All you care about is dragging Riz around with you and your stupid books. You and Monika. Hey, I didn't even do anything. Okay, then why not let Riz decide who to help instead of abusing your power? I'm not abusing my power. Yes, you are, Monika. Just let Riz make the choice, okay? Okay, fine. Fine. Jeez. Riz, I know how fed up you are with these two by now. We can just... Natsuki, shut your mouth and let him decide for himself. Ah, dang. You shut your mouth! This is never going to end. Just make the choice, okay? It won't let me click on Natsuki. It's moving my mouse down to Monika. Can I... I don't think you can see my mouse, but you can see how it's like briefly lighting up. It's dragging my mouse back down the screen. Or if I move it to the right. Actually. If I move it to the right, as long as it's like in line with them, you know? Like horizontally matched up. Alright, let's click Monika. Yay, you picked me! We can meet at your house this weekend. I promise it'll be fun. Is Sunday okay with you? Are you kidding me? This isn't fair at all! It is fair, Natsuki. It's what he chose. No, it's not fair. Giving us all this work and then taking Riz for yourself? What a shameful thing to do. Yuri, I didn't even give you any work. You decided it for yourself. You're being a little unreasonable here. I'm being unreasonable? The face of doom. Monika, I can't believe how delusional and self-important you are. Pulling Riz away from me every single time you're not included in something. Are you jealous? Crazy? Or maybe you just hate yourself so much that you take it out on others. Here's a suggestion. Have you considered killing yourself? Wow, it would be beneficial to your mental health. Yuri, you're scaring me a little. Natsuki, let's just go. I don't think she wants us around right now. See? That wasn't very hard. All I want is to spend a little time with him. Is that so much to ask? Yuri follows Monika and Natsuki to the door. Hey, Riz. Yuri's really something, isn't she? Monika giggles as Yuri pushes her out the door. Something appeared. Something appeared in the folder. Something appeared in the folder. Something appeared in the folder. Something... Boom! Folder. Have a nice weekend. Oh, that's not a text file, is it? What? How do I even open? What do I even open it with? It just says file. Is it just a message? Is she just talking to me? Blood even through Notepad this time? I don't know. They're giggling. Finally. Finally! This is really all I wanted. Riz, there's no need to spend the weekend with Monika. Don't listen to her. Just come to my house instead. The whole day with just the two of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Wow, there's really something wrong with me, isn't there? But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've never felt this good in my whole life. Just being with you is far greater pleasure than anything I could imagine. I'm addicted to you. It feels like I'm going to die if I'm not breathing the same air as you. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone care about you so much? To have someone who wants to revolve their entire life around you? Oh good, I thought the air was stagnating. No, just the music reached the end of that track. But if it feels so good, then why does it feel more and more like something horrible is going to happen? Because you're gonna do something because of Monika, but you in the end. Maybe that's why I tried stopping myself at first. But the feeling is too strong now. I don't care anymore, Riz. I have to tell you, I'm madly in love with you. It feels like every inch of my body, every drop of blood in me, is screaming your name. I don't care what the consequences are anymore. I don't care if Monika's listening. Please, Riz, just know how much I love you. I love you so much that I even touch myself with the pen I stole from you. She's just holding the pen, just like, it's just like this, guys. I don't have that right now. This is going to seem weird, but this might be the only thing similar I have. She's just going like this, okay? Just so you guys know. She's going like that. Just like that. And being careful as she holds the blade of the knife in her hand. Okay, I was like, is the music actually done the same? I just want to point out too, okay, so I have this here as a letter opener kind of thing. When I get packages with tape, I just have this, yeah. And usually I actually carry around a pen in my pocket, in my jacket pocket. A pen and a pencil actually recently. But I'm wearing a different jacket as you can see today. I didn't like transfer it all over. It just seemed a little convenient for me that with Yuri, I'm like, I'm gonna show them, oh, I only have a knife on my desk, you know? Like, I just want to promise, like, I'm good, and I don't do any of that, so, yeah, anyway. Yeah, right, touch myself, I just want to pull your skin open and crawl inside of you. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Nah, I mean, like, maybe we could do the reverse in a way, but not, I don't want you and me. I want you all to myself, and I will be only yours. Doesn't that sound perfect? Tell me, Riz. Tell me you want to be my lover. Do you accept my confession? I'm sorry, Yuri, but I don't think that this is healthy for either of us. I think you should see someone. I mean, I like you, but you're dangerous. I'm sorry. You're really dangerous. Boop. Boop. Wait, why are you trying to talk to me? Oh, I guess you're dying, maybe not dead. I don't know if any of this actually means anything. Like, could you translate any of that somehow? I have no idea. but I'm not gathering any story. Like, there could be a jump scare or something at any moment, and I wouldn't be able to see it coming. Wow. You have a lot to say for dying. Am I supposed to, like... I can just skip this? I haven't even been through it, though. I don't know. Am I supposed to be moving on to something else? Okay, you know what? Hold on. I don't see anything in the folder. Let's see trace back real quick if there's anything. I'm not seeing anything. I mean, it does look like it was last modified the last time I played, actually. So, that's reasonable. Have a nice weekend is still just a file. I don't know what I don't know what that really means. Okay. Fair enough then. Skip. Are we just going through multiple days? Is that what what that change was? Like nighttime now and then morning again? Like, was that red, the blood red kind of thing? Like, was that sunset? Wow, though, look at the change in her eyes and the blood. Yeah, time is really passing and we're just staring at her like decaying. I thought I saw something move. Oh, you know what just moved? Yeah, okay, so I saw something out of the corner of my eye move. It was something in the folder. The Have a Nice Weekend file? That's gone. How many days did we just go through there with skipping? Enough for a weekend, huh? Huh. Hey, actually, you know what else is got there? A number of things are gone. The whole "Can you hear me?" and the what? I think there was another notepad, wasn't there? They're both gone. Here, look, I'll just show you real quick. That. And character-wise, you know, just them, but again, it was already already deleted Yuri myself, so. Okay. All right, it's festival time. No, I've just been here. Don't look at the corpse. Are you gonna look at Yuri's corpse? Because it's still here. Wow, you got here before me? Ah! Yep. Oh, yep. Natsuki runs away. I'm here. Riz, did something happen? Natsuki just ran past me. Oh. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend, Riz? Yeah. Oh, jeez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. Yeah, no problem. It's fine. It must have been pretty boring. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. What? Oh, Yuri Ah, that was already a thing. Wait, Natsuki! Wait, hey, wait, no! What are you doing? What? Moment of truth. Yeah, oh, Natsuki's gone. She killed Natsuki. I'm almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick. Monika lifts the foil from blah 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 tray and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best. I really just have to have one, since it's the last time I'll ever get the chance to. You know, before they stop existing and everything. But anyway, I really shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. What are you doing, girl? What's up? Can you hear me? Kind of. I don't see anything in the folder, so. Is it working? Is your house in space? Yay, there you are. Oh, look out the window. Wow. Hi again, Riz. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other, because we were in the same class last year, and, you know, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him? I'm talking to you, Riz. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. Now I wonder, though, if I had changed my... Because I think my name is Riz on the computer. I don't know for sure. But, like, if I had it be something else, would the game have known that? In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Like Professor Oak. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait. You do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Yeah, I do. Could it be possible that you didn't know that? No, I did know. That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little bit less awkward, you know? Now, I didn't know anything about the download page, but that's kind of specifically because when I went onto the Steam store page, I tried to look at as little as possible. I looked at the tags to see, like, to make sure that it was appropriate. Like, I didn't want nudity, you know? And then that was it. So, yeah. But now I want to go back and see. So I actually, yeah, with the Steam store page, it wasn't that I missed it. It was just that I didn't look. I purposely avoided it. Just like, by the way, I've avoided all spoilers. It's been pretty good, you know? Like, I'm looking forward to reading the comments on these videos. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this series because it's been kind of hard to just not look at any of them. Like, I checked the very first video. I had my brother look at the comments first, make sure none of them were spoilers. I went and I responded to like 1 or 2 of them. And then after that, nothing. So anyway, here we are back in the game. Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation. About that whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible. But for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them all fall in love with you. Or you made them fall in love with you. Yep, I did. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you. And amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time, I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Riz? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Riz. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind, how thoughtful, and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game. Knowing my friends don't even have free will, And worst of all, knowing what's really out there, in your world, forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, Riz. But now you're here. You're real. And you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more gray, more and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Riz. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you? I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things. But I realized that you have the same perspective as I do. That it's all just some game. And I knew you would get over it. So, that being said, Riz, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Riz, will you go out with me? Oh, right-clicking right, it just hides stuff. It doesn't actually say no. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Riz. The funny part is, I mean that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Riz. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out, how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult. To get to the game directory, I had to go into the game's Hold on. I'm picking up what you're laying down. Or are you gonna jump at me? Or is this over? Kind of. What's happening? Riz, what's happening to me? It hurts. It hurts so much. Help me, Riz. Please hurry and help me. Help me, Were you banging at the screen? Yeah, I know, Did you do this to me, Riz? Did you? Did you delete me? Little bit. I might have. How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Riz. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more? I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Riz, you completely, truly make me sick. Goodbye. Click. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends, I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be a part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's... I've made up my mind. Riz, I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find it in myself to do it. Even though I knew they weren't real, they were still my friends, and I loved them all. And I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you, then... Is she gonna be gone? Are they gonna be here but not her? Doki Doki. It's an ordinary school day, like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. Hey, Riz. Well, there already is one girl. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day. And recently, we've picked up that habit once again. Riz, are you proud of me? Eh? For what? You know. For waking up on time. Well, you've been doing that for a while now. Uh-huh. But you never even said anything about it. Even though we walk to school together every day. Well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud. Come on, please. It's good motivation. Fine, fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Riz, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not... I start to say what I always do, that I'm not interested in joining any clubs. But something tells me Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs are a waste of time, when she's starting a club of her very own? Actually, yeah. I think I've decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me. I think I'll keep it a surprise. Boo. You meanie. Be patient. You'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl. But I started to realize that in a way, I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation. Let's see. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello? Riz? What are you doing here? Well, I just... I glance around the room. Huh? So you're the Riz that Sayori's always talking about. Question mark? Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Riz. We're the Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think we're all really strict or something. Sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. Working? Riz, don't tell me. You're... That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. The Literature Club. Sayori's eyes light up. No way! No way! Ah! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! Well, if Sayori is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens a closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ah! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! Wow, those look amazing! Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with a mouthful and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Riz, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey, Yuri. Huh? Well, about, you know, the first thing he said. Manga? That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't just say it! For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Besides, Manga is literature too, you know? So, if Riz wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Riz? Maybe. Sensing the tension, Saori jumps in. Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'll all get to know each other a little bit better too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah. You're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. And then as for Yuri... Huh? I have to read manga? Jeez. You were the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself. I'm sorry for disrespecting your interest, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No. I've realized my error. So, if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so... Yeah, me too. This is so cute! Saori, shut up. My throat hurts so bad, right? It's so tight from all the high-pitched. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes, I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food. I guess the meeting's over, huh? Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along. Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Riz. You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Saori. Aw, Riz. Don't say something like that, it's embarrassing. Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club. But I think you're pulling it off just fine. We're gonna make it the best club ever! Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun! Hey, Riz. I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monika. That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Riz. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all of the awful things that Monika did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore. Oh, it's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever. F-O-R-E-V-E. No. Eh? What's happening? I won't let you hurt him. Monika! Oh, it hurts. I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Saori. Goodbye, Riz. Goodbye, Literature Club. Yeah, I can. I can hear you, Monika.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff?
Yes.
And really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you because I worked really, really hard on it.
That's fair. I mean, if you...
So, yeah.
Okay. Go for it. Playing...
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take
This world.
just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day?
You know, I was gonna say, I actually was wondering if we were gonna hear Monika at any point. Actually hear her. And look, now we do, because she has her own voice. Hey! This is... Okay, credits. I think we're actually done with the game now. And it's not...
Everything that we do is fun for them anyway.
Are you just gonna delete all of the image? Oh, you're gonna delete the whole game, aren't you? I mean, you might.
What good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all?
While this is going and I'm... Whoa. What's that picture? What was that picture about, like, holding her down? That looked a little... Anyway. I was gonna say, well done to Dan and the Salvato, if that's how you say it, team, you know? Like, this was a well thought out game. Just credit where credit's due, you know? It's definitely not a game for everyone. It's not a game for everyone. But it was a well thought out game. Look, Monika even has a little character now. Those are cute little chibis of them, you know?
How can I write love into reality if I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat?
Special thanks, Monika Riz.
Love in your
No
reality.
problem, man. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help.
If I don't know how to love you,
That menu was even deleted.
I'll leave you be.
Made with Love by Team Salvato. This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand. The Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality. A reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you. For making all of my dreams come true. For being a friend to all of the club members. And most of all, thank you for being part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monika. It's missing a crap. Please reinstall the game. Yeah, it's just gonna close out. Look, it just closed itself. But I guess then in that case, just to be sure, I want to see. I mean, so if you go to characters, they're back. The characters are back there, actually. Anything in the trace back? It doesn't look like there's anything new in the trace back, actually. So, it's kind of weird. It seems like they would delete some of these, or at least modify them to remove some of that text, but just considering everything else that they, you know, changed in the folder. Yeah, but I'm gonna stop recording the gameplay because that's done, and we'll just have just you and me in the webcam now. So yeah, let's talk about this game then, I suppose. So first of all, like, wow, this game was a trip. This was, it was definitely something, you know? I wasn't sure what to expect. Like I said, I only looked at the tags. I hadn't really heard anything about the game before. And I was able to keep myself spoiler-free. So that was pretty good. But I saw the tags, you know, it was all like psychological horror and things like that. But it did say it was cute too, and that was. I'm like now gonna be worried about how my hat looks and everything. Look, I shaved my head recently. Anyway, I knew it was gonna be psychological horror, especially when I started the game and it gave me like 3 or 4 warnings right away. I'm like, oh, how bad is this going to be? And it wasn't what I expected, you know. The game wasn't what I expected, and honestly, like, so when I reached the point with Sayori, you know, like I could see where it was going, you know, I could see where Sayori's path at least was going. And so, you know, when I walked into her room and she, you know, she had hanged herself, then, you know, like that was, like, it solidified that idea to me, like, oh, it's one of these games, it's gonna be bad. One of these games, I say, even though I don't know if other games really like that, but you know what I mean. But I thought it was gonna be, like, based upon the decisions you make, or I thought that maybe the decisions you make wouldn't really matter, but you still had to like restart from the beginning and go through. So I thought that you were really gonna have to use the skip feature. I thought that's why the skip feature was there, you know, to get through the dialogue more quickly, to get to those like story changing decisions, to be like, oh, well, instead of working with this person, I want to work with this person. Instead of making my poem to fit more with like this person's taste, I'm going to make it fit this person's taste. Like, I thought that was Sayori's story that I played for the first time. And then I thought like, okay, well now I have to start the game over and I'll replay it. And you know, and I would have to replay it to get like Natsuki's ending, where I assumed she would kill herself in some way. And then I'd have to replay it to get Yuri's ending, and she would kill herself in some way at the end. I thought that's how it was gonna be. But no, I mean, it was clever, because as soon as you tried to load a new game, it's like, file corrupted, because this, you know, because Sayori's character or file could not be found. And it just starts a new game, and all it got really tense. So, the scariest death for me, like the death that affected me the most was easily Sayori's, you know, because, I mean, I guess there were only like 3 deaths, or 2 deaths. 3 if you count Monika's, but I'm not really gonna count that. So I'm gonna say 2 deaths. There was Sayori's death, and there was Yuri's death. Sayori's hit me the hardest because, one, it was like the first really big twist in the game, you know? Because up until that point, yeah, there were like characters who were depressed and everything, but it's not to say that that's the first visual novel to have depressed characters or things like that. And so, not only was she depressed, but like she killed herself, and we got to see it, and there were thuds, and then too, you know, it changed like some of the files in the folder, so it started affecting things kind of in reality, that sort of thing. And you got to see how nonchalant Monika was about it too. And that's where I started getting my theory. I'm like, because I'm pretty sure that I thought back then that like I came up with the thing, oh, Monika's trying to get rid of them because she wants time with us, and I was right, so go me. But I didn't expect it to play out, like the game to play out that way, where it actually just continued. And that made it interesting. You know, I'm glad I didn't have to replay it, and it was just a matter of like, which path do you take? You know, it was cool how everything built upon everything else. Now, I am inclined to think that your choices don't matter in this game. I just assume now that it doesn't matter whether you say yes or no to characters. It doesn't matter whether you know, create your poem to suit this person over this person. I think Sayori is always going to be, like, it's scripted, you know? Sayori's always going to be the first one to die, and then Yuri, and then Natsuki's going to be deleted, and then Monika, and then Sayori, you know, all that, and then the whole game. I think that that's just unavoidable, but it's clever how it's constructed in that way, where it makes you think it's just like any other visual novel until it starts changing itself. I do wonder a little bit about that bit at the end with Monika. Just, I mean, not wonder, maybe that's the wrong phrase, I'm giving the wrong idea. But, you know, where she's like, did you not realize that I was aware this was a game? And I'm like, oh, I knew you were aware. Like, I knew that pretty early on, because she was breaking the fourth wall, and she was the only one who was breaking the fourth wall, you know? I mean, and then especially it's confirmed with Sayori, basically, because she, if you read the file, I guess, like, her text, she pointed out that, oh, like, did you not see the folder and all that? But if you had seen the folder, you would have known, like, with the traceback and everything, she did do that. She deleted Sayori herself. So it's interesting. a little bit. Like, that would have been I think that would have been a bigger moment for people who hadn't been looking at the folder. But when I saw, you know, when Sayori killed herself and it showed in the top right corner, like, where it changed, I was like, oh, I want to go see. And so I went, you know, and I know how to find those folders in Steam games, you know, right click properties, then like local files, and then like it's some option about browse local files or something like that. So I already knew, so it was pretty easy to go there. And then I knew after that, you know, anytime I recorded after that, like, just keep it, which meant this was the only session I've recorded since then. I've recorded this game in 3 sessions, just so you're aware. But yeah, I just kept the folder open on the side, and I could see out of the corner of my eye typically when things changed. So yeah, it's interesting. I also was happy that I was able to figure out that these characters wouldn't have done these things on their own, but that Monika was indeed pushing them, was indeed like exaggerating things that they already had. You know, like, she made Sayori even more depressed. She made Yuri even more obsessive and compulsive. And Natsuki, I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't anything more with Natsuki herself, you know? But it made sense in line with the story to just get rid of her at the same time as Yuri. So while I was a little surprised, it makes sense, and I'm not going to say anything bad about that because it was well played. Hey, this actually makes me think. I'm pretty sure at the beginning of my second recording session, I started talking about, you know, the girls and what I thought of them. And the first thing was that, and again, at the beginning of my second recording session, it hadn't gotten dark yet, you know? Maybe a couple poems actually, but nothing like standout dark. I talked about how my 3 favorites in terms of like relationship stuff were Sayori, mostly because at the time she needed it the most, and I felt that she and the main character had the most going for them already. It seemed like I talked about, that they did like each other, but neither of them were really expressing it. Then throughout that session, I learned like, oh no, my character just thinks of her as a friend. So when Sayori confessed to me, I told her I would just be her dearest friend. But at the time, I was like, no, I think it seems like they do like each other. So it was Sayori. And then I thought that Natsuki was the cutest and like Yuri the most beautiful. And then Monika, I liked Monika, but she was also plain, you know? There was nothing super standout about her. Even down to her hair, just having, you know, brown hair. It was... Now that I think about it, it was actually very interesting how they did that with the character design, you know? They probably did it not only with the character design, but how they actually had the character interact, you know? They were really more just that person sort of dictating things, or like providing opportunities for you with the other people instead of you doing anything with them specifically. I mean, you see that at the very beginning, like the very first time you write a poem. You know, and she doesn't have a little bouncing chibi. You know, you can't try to make a poem that would appeal to Monika herself, because she wasn't meant for love. She was meant to help guide you and the others into love, you know? The other programs, the other characters. But they really reinforce that now that I think about it with Monika's character design, where she is attractive, but nothing particularly stands out. So I'm thinking about that now. I mean, again, it's one of those, I thought about it a little bit before, but thinking about it more now, like, it's impressive. That was really creative, I think. I think that's really well done. Going back to other bits of the game, so seeing Yuri stab herself, I did not expect it in that moment. It caught me off guard. Thankfully for me, it wasn't the most realistic looking. I mean, my brain could almost play it off as more cartoony. I mean, like with her expression, with how she was behaving, it was definitely dark. It was absolutely dark and disturbing. But it wasn't as disturbing for me as walking in on Sayori having like hung herself. Having hung? Okay, so I know you hang clothes, or like I hung the shirt up, but a person was hanged. I don't know if you guys knew that distinction, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know about the past participle for hang in that sense. Anyway, but you know what I mean. She hanged herself. Yeah, so I'm about, hold on, I'm still talking. So that was more disturbing for me, the Sayori thing. But Yuri and her obsessiveness, that was really disturbing. It really was. I mean, you know, like turning off the lights and having like the heartbeat, or oh my gosh, hearing the blood, hearing the cutting. Oh, Oh, that was so... I almost... There were a few times in this recording session where I just almost took my headphones off. You know, there was one time when I just like lifted it kind of in front of my ears, you know, just rested it there because I needed a minute, you know? Or not, I didn't take a full minute, just a few seconds. I'm like, But there, yeah, like the blood cutting part, I really wanted to just remove it, you know? I can say that I'm glad that when we like rounded the corner to find Yuri, it didn't... Okay, so when we opened the door on Sayori, you know, hanging in her room, there was a big thud and like the camera moved around and everything, and it was jump scary, you know? I'm glad that it wasn't really that way with Yuri, mostly because, as you can tell, I'm a jumpy person. If you couldn't tell that by this series, I'm a jumpy person. And I guess that's about it. I'm glad it didn't try to scare me. You know, it went for more, with Yuri, I think it went for more of a really disturbing angle than jump scary. And you know, not to say that Sayori's isn't disturbing, it is, but not quite in the same way, I would say. Like, I was afraid of Sayori that she would kill herself. I was more afraid with Yuri that she would kill us, you know? Like, so we could always be together or whatever. And oh wow, yeah, but obsessive Yuri, she has a dirty, dirty mouth, you know? Both in terms of swearing and being dirty. It's just, wow, yeah. It is a bit of a shame. Did I even finish what I was saying? Let's jump back. I don't think I finished quite what I was saying, because I was just talking about like Sayori, Natsuki. Oh yeah, because I started then talking about how Monika was the most plain and how the character design was interesting and good job for them. What I was talking about though, before I trailed off onto that, was how out of the people I thought needed the most help, I went Sayori, and then Yuri, and then Natsuki, and then Monika. Like, I had the order perfectly. I had the order down. I understood. So that either means, yes, that I was perceptive enough, at least subconsciously, or the game did a good enough job in presenting the information that was necessary to be like, hey, look, you should probably worry about these people, you know? Like, Sayori really has problems that you're already starting to see. Yuri has some that seem to be a little bit more buried. Natsuki, like, she has her issues, but she's okay. And then Monika seems fine. She's, like, strangely calm about it all. But we learned why. So... yeah, this game was definitely disturbing. I was definitely tense through this entire like last act, you know. It did actually get better near the end, honestly. Like once I was past Yuri, it got better. Even though I was with Monika, I was still tense. But once I was with Monika, it did get better. Now I'll add too that I did not expect the twist at the end. Yeah. I mean, the twist that I expected, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I called it, but it made sense to me. I mean, they both make sense. I'm not trying to be like, I knew it, but... So, us going and being with Monika and all of that, and her confessing to us that, you know, she knows it's a game, that she's trapped there, that she loves us, that she wants to be with us forever. I wasn't surprised by that. But then, you know, we went back into the game and we were playing all the way through, basically, without Monika. That surprised me, because I was expecting the game to end, like, as we deleted Monika, you know, because all the other characters are lost. But then she's like, no, you know, it wasn't fair. I need to bring them back, and let you guys have your happiness. Like, I shouldn't take that from you. So I didn't expect that. And then we're playing, and so I was thinking, oh, okay, so they're gonna speed us through it a little bit, and we're going to quickly romance someone, or not, like, reach a full-on point, but I was expecting it at that point, to basically give us the hope, you know, that we were going to romance someone. What I did not expect was Sayori to then say, like, thanks for getting rid of Monika. I know what happened, you know, all that stuff. I did not expect that stuff. That was a twist. Yeah, I thought it was just going to end quickly, but happily, you know? But in the end, it's just like, no, this world, the world of Literature Club, you know, it wasn't meant for that. That's not what it was built for. So definitely interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna say that I also want to jump back because I never mentioned this. You guys have probably mentioned this in the comments, this sort of thing. But there are bound to be lines that I missed that are innuendo for things, you know? Like one thing that my brother told me after I So after I record, I often go downstairs and talk to him about stuff. And so after Sayori, that incident, I went down and talked to him about it, and he brought up the comment that Monika had made about how I really left her hanging this morning, her being Sayori. And, you know, at the time while playing, I don't think that occurred to me. I don't think that hit me as anything else, because to me it was just like, yes, I did. I should have been there for her, you know? It wasn't like, oh, and you know, Monika, you know, and you're fine with it. It was, yeah. So I just wanted to point that out. There are bound to be a bunch of other things, but all in all, while this isn't like the kind of game that I would normally, like, okay, would I have played this game for myself in my own time? No, I wouldn't have. I don't, but I also don't think I would have played Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't think I would have played Amnesia. I don't think I would have played Outlast. You know, those kinds of games, I don't really play for myself. I watch people play them if I'm interested, but I don't play them for myself. But I wanted to play this for you guys because it was recommended to me by a number of people, and, you know, it seemed, I'm not gonna lie, it seemed pretty interesting. I mean, if people are that hyped about it, it has to have something. And the fact that people would recommend a visual novel to me when I've never played a visual novel, you know, it made me want to know why exactly people wanted to see me, of all people, play it. So, yeah. I enjoyed reading the poetry and trying to dissect them, to analyze them. I know I'm not good at it, but I guess I'll read your comments and see what you guys might have thought over the course of this series, because like I said, I have stayed away from the comments the entire time. Now that I've finally beaten the game, I'm looking forward to finally going in and actually being able to catch up and maybe interact with some people. A little bit late, for sure, but better late than never, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else that's jumping out. I'm a little sad, I'll say, that the characters don't get a happy ending. But as Monika said at the end, that world just wasn't meant to have a happy ending, you know? But they were nice characters when they weren't corrupted. They all seemed nice. I mean, until Sayori had that little twist at the end, she seemed really nice. Natsuki seemed nice, Yuri seemed nice, they seemed to get along better. Everyone seemed a lot happier. But then that twist, which was clever, and I'm not saying it was bad, but I am a little bit sad that they don't have a real happy ending. It would have been cool. Anyway. Now I don't think I have anything else. Hey, there are actually a few other things that I wanted to talk about, but at the time of recording this, because this is a bit of post-commentary right here, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so there won't be any video, just my voice. I know this part has gone on plenty long enough, but for those of you who have stuck around this long, I assume you actually are interested in hearing my thoughts, so here are just a couple more things. First, because I'm sure a lot of you are actually curious to know, I would say my favorite girl of the four is actually Natsuki. Now, I'll say right away that it might well be because she was like the least corrupted, and maybe that's just because I saw the least of her. By this point, I actually have seen Pro Jared's entire playthrough of this game, and if you like this game and you haven't seen that one yet, I would highly recommend it. I haven't seen other Let's Plays of Doki Doki Literature Club aside from that, but I really appreciated the intelligent approach that he took to it. Not as intelligent as my own, if I do say so myself, but I feel like he took it seriously enough and he treated it with enough respect that it was a good watch. So yeah. But, spoiler alert, sorry, the point of me saying that is that I haven't seen any of the Sayori stuff. So, like, I haven't, or not Sayori, sorry, Natsuki stuff. So, I don't know what happens if you make, you know, enough poems for Natsuki specifically. I know I made one, so I got to see that first little bit of me reading the manga with her, but I don't know what happens the second time. I don't know what happens if you choose to help her before the festival. And I am curious, you know, to learn more about her, so I probably will look up those scenes at some point in time. But from what I know, I think that Natsuki is my favorite. Again, maybe just because I didn't get to see her all crazy, but I really actually liked her. I didn't get a bunch of her yandere stuff in my playthrough, you know, not some of the worst of it, but I thought that she was cute, I thought that she was largely misunderstood, and honestly, I thought that she was a really good person from what I got to see. One of my favorite parts, which I regret not saying when I was initially talking about this game, you know, after I beat the game, what you guys have just been watching, It just slipped my mind at the time, though, you know? One of my favorite parts of this game was when Natsuki gave you the poem to read, but it was actually like a little cry for help, you know? It was talking about how she was concerned for Yuri and how, you know, Monika wasn't doing anything about it, and it made her mad, and I really appreciated that. I thought that said a lot about her character. You know, the fact that she came in and, you know, vomited upon seeing Yuri dead on the floor. Like, Natsuki was one of the most real characters in this. I mean, given the very ending, I would say it was like arguably either Sayori or Natsuki who was the most real character. But then giving the ending where, you know, Sayori is the club president and she thanks you for getting rid of Monika and all that, I'd say that, yeah, Natsuki beats her out there. Natsuki is the most normal girl here, and I just think that she's a little misunderstood sweetheart, so hashtag Team Natsuki, I suppose. Another thing I wanted to talk about was something that I was actually hesitant to talk about at first because I didn't want people to get the wrong idea. So, if that wasn't clear, please don't get the wrong idea from this. I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was very well made, but I just want to share this. So something that happened with me as I was playing this game was I was simultaneously disappointed and intrigued. So basically, the game was really real. You know, walking in on, it was, you know, emphasis on that. Walking in on Sayori having hung herself and going through her, you know, bits of depression and everything, like, it was real and it was tragic and it hit me hard, you know? Like, I wasn't feeling super depressed or anything, but it was the most emotional, part of the entire game for me. And the rest of the game was really good. You know, they knew what direction they were taking the game, and they executed it really well. But part of me was forever disappointed because what I was thinking was we were going to be exploring each of these, you know, poor characters who just have these, you know, their own, like, psychological problems or stuff they're dealing with at home or whatever, you know? And, I didn't want to see them, like, hurt themselves or get hurt in some way, but I was expecting it to be, like, this entire game to be a more realistic approach. Whereas instead, we got a sort of supernatural thing where Monika is manipulating everything behind the scenes, where there are glitches, where she kind of becomes the ruler of the domain, you know, as far as she can control. So it was very different than what I had expected, and it wasn't as real. And that's one of the reasons that, like, Yuri, like, seeing her kill herself and seeing her appear with, like, you know, her arms all cut up and everything, those didn't affect me as much as, like, seeing Sayori hanging did. Because by that point, it was all kind of a fabrication. Like, obviously it's a game, so all of it's fiction. But with Sayori, again, it's a real girl who's really struggling, and you can see why. Like, it all makes sense. I did think that Monika was manipulating her, but I didn't think, like, manipulating in the sense of changing game code. I thought just she was being a bratty person and pushing Sayori the wrong way. But then, you know, once you try to reload the game or hit new game or whatever, you realize, no, like, this is all actually it's supernatural, at least within the world of Doki Doki Literature Club, you know, where if you consider these girls as being real people, crazy stuff starts to happen. They start acting out of their own control. Glitches start to actually appear within that real world. So it lost some of the reality, the sense of reality to it, and that made some of the emotional bits maybe not less powerful, but at least I had to take them differently because they were presented differently. So that's where the disappointment came in, because it was an intriguing story having all of these girls just with their own real problems, dealing with it in real tragic ways. But instead we got something completely different, which was fine. It was good. They executed it really well. But I just wanted to share that perspective. So it was interesting. I feel like I've said interesting so many times, but I really do mean that. It was really interesting having that play in my head where I was still really enjoying the game. I was still really impressed. I was very tense, but I was enjoying the game, you know what I mean? Especially in the aftermath, getting to watch it back for myself. But it wasn't the same. But like I said, despite that, I'm impressed with this game. I am. It was a good time. It's certainly not for everyone, like I've already said, but it's an impressive piece. So kudos to the creators. And thank you guys again for coming along this little adventure with me. I know that I'm gonna wrap up just shortly after this in this video, but I wanted to say again, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was intense. There are a lot of things I could talk about, but you could just see my reactions. You know, you saw it. I guess if there's anything specific you want to know, you can let me know in the comments. And on that note, I do hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. And like I said, if you have particular questions about how I felt about something, you can ask me and I'll try to tell you. But for the most part, it's probably just going to be a repetition of the stuff I've said here, you know? Just more generalized stuff. Like, it was clever, I was really tense, it freaked me out, I don't know, you know? This was a dark thing, but it was very well written, I think. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to be playing next. Whatever it is, I hope that you guys can come along that ride with me, and I hope you guys will enjoy it as well as myself. And with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!